Ready for Ascension 3. Let's get started. Alright, 2 evils. 5 villagers, 1 outcast, 1 minion, 1 demon. If we're concerned, only the minion can actually disguise as a outcast. The demon has to be a villager. Okay, it's a drunk. Alright, let's start. Is there any consequence to revealing everyone? No. Okay, then I'll have everyone reveal. Okay, second check. There are no current outcasts, which means the outcast must be a drunk. Eek. Okay, so the outcast is a drunk. The drunk, and he disguises as a random, not in play villager. So if that's true, he must not be a duplicate. I assume. I'm not too sure how they calculate the numbers, but I guess that means the drunk is not 1 or 2. The shaman, there are 2 same villager roles in the current village. Let me see. I'm not too sure what the shaman means, but I'm going to assume that this means that these 2 must be villagers. 2 same villager roles in the current village. Let's see, there's only 1 alchemist, only 1 bard, only 1 empress. So I'm going to assume, based on the shaman, that these 2 must be innocent. The boss created a fake outcast. The fake outcast would have been the plague doctor. The drunk exists. If these 2 are true, then I can assume that 8 and 7 are also valid. But it is kind of scaring me. Let me double check it. Curing 0 corruptions makes sense because there is no source of corruption. And being... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're implying that number 3 is the drunk. Because only the drunk's corrupted here. So if I assume you're correct based on that minor knowledge, I don't even have to use the druid's ability. Well, let me use the druid's ability to confirm that. What is it? There are 1 random outcast among them, if any. Let's see, how would I test this? I'll just use it on these 3. 1 and 2 cannot be the drunk, since the drunk is a unique role. 8 could be the drunk, but then that contradicts what the number 1 is saying, so I'm more likely to believe you're drunk. We have 2 evils, so... one's a shaman, one's a ba. 1 is evil, 8, 1, 4. Okay. 4 is good. He has 2 claims, one's saying 4 is good, one's saying 4 is evil. Let's do a bit of logic here. It works out using the Jester's ability. If 5 is good... No. If 5 is good, and then it's saying 4 is good, which would mean only 1 evil exists, which means these are the only possible pair of evils that exist among this, what we're considering. And this would line up with 8.4 is saying. Just to do another check, let's do your ability and use it on yourself and the 2 mediums, which we believe to be correct. There are 0 evils. Okay. Well, we're fine and dandy because you yourself are evil, but let's start by killing number 5. The shaman actually made that easier. Alright, what's next? Ugh. Random adjacent villager becomes a puppet. If possible, it's evil but cannot lie. So you make a good person evil. Got it. 4 evils. Wait. Oh, wait, there's 4 evils because someone's a puppet. Okay, 1 outcast. There's a confirmed plague doctor. Nothing stopping me from revealing everyone at the start. I do the night test and immediately kill them, but if they end up being corrupted, then I lose some health on the stats. The only source of corruption here is the plague doctor. So... Wait, but what if they're the puppet? No, okay, let me... Wait, there's 2 plague doctors. One of those plague doctors is either the minion or the puppeteer, or the shaman. One of these plague doctors is evil. How to consolidate my information. I want to execute 2 and 7, but I can't. Let me see. We have. Even though there's 4 evils, there were only. Wait, there could be 4 liars because someone's corrupted. Wait a second. It's a bit awkward. We have 2 gem crafters. So one of the gem crafters. No, wait a second. The shaman, there are 2 same villager roles. Okay, rather than identify the puppet, let's start by identifying who's telling the truth. The shaman means that either the gem crafter pair is good or the knight pair is good. 726. 8 is a real plague doctor. What we can say is that we have 3 claims that these 3 are good. I'm a little hesitant. See, if 6, Knight, and 9 are good, that's basically implying that here's the logic test. I propose that 6, 8, and 9 are the 3 evils who are lying. And if these are the 3 evils who are lying, then that must mean that everyone else must be telling the truth, save for one person who's corrupted. So if I can identify 2 people who are lying in this instance, then that should be... Okay, this is not a contradiction. This is not a contradiction. This is not a contradiction. Oh. I just lack information. I lack information on here. I can't prove or disprove this. 2 claims saying that the plague doctor is good makes me want to think that it's difficult. It's difficult. Is there a way to logic this, or should I take a 50-50 between the plague doctors? There's this pair over here. So we're like identifying pairs here, so either this grouping is evil, this grouping is evil, or... Well, let's say this grouping's evil, and the shaman being 3 cards away must mean that... 1, 2, 3... Could be the knights. The knights are throwing me off, they're giving me no good information. Here's the instance. 3 and 4... Let's say the bads are 3 and 4. Let's say 3 and 4 are evil, and 3, 4, 5 are evil. That would contradict number 1. Well, no, they could be saying the puppet. There's no good information. There really is no good information. I think killing number 3 will give me information. I just wish there was a better way. Let me see. I could use... I know one... Okay, here's the idea. At least one plague doctor must be true. So if I use both their abilities on the same target on someone I know is lying, then... What if I use this plague doctor's ability on the opposing gem crafter and this plague doctor's ability on the opposing gem crafter? What information would I give for this? How do I want to logic this? Okay, I have more information, so... If 8 is evil... if 8 is evil, then 4 is actually corrupted. In which... Wait, okay, hold on. 8 being evil... means that... This is a lie, which is saying 4 is corrupted, which is to say 3 is good is a lie, but that is a contradiction since one of them must be good. So it's not possible for 8 to be evil. In which case, it's only possible for 3 to be evil. because this statement would be nonsense. Saying 9 is corrupted is to say, yeah, so this is the only Plague Doctor that can be evil. Okay, that's good. So I can trust 8 to be good. I can trust 4. 3 is good, is a lie, which means you're evil. Okay, now all that's left is to identify the puppeteer and its puppet. The issue is, I don't know who's corrupted, so we have 2 liars left in play. Shaman's 3 cards away from close real Plague Doctor. You two are both concerned good. That means we have these 4 remaining, and Knights don't make this easy. Among 7 to 6, you've identified both Knights, which is tedious. Wait. The Shaman makes it 2 same villager roles in the current village. If the Gemcrafter pair is not the pair of goodies, then that can exist are the 2 Knights that were created by the Shaman. If I'm interpreting this information correctly, I might be wrong. So if the 2 Knights are good, one of them could have been a puppet though. If the 2 Knights are not lying, then 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It must be the case that 5 must be evil, because its statement cannot be true given this configuration. This is the Shaman. No, Shaman's not 3 cards away from closest evil. Closest evil is 4, so this is automatically a lie. You're the puppeteer. Or you're corrupted. Because the Plague Doctor would have corrupted someone. Do I have any information on whether you are the Plague Doctor? How do I know if you're the puppeteer, or how do I know if you're corrupted? All I do know is that you're lying. Which means I have to execute you. Okay, let's reconfigure. I'm going to kill number 1. I think it makes sense based on the logic. But I have no information then on which should... Wait, No, 5 was corrupted. I have confirmation that 5 is corrupted, given that they are a human and they're giving a false statement. So since I know that 5 is corrupted, I can execute both Knights without consequence. There we go, you're good. Both Knights are innocent. So the only one who's left untested, 7, 2, 6. And so this is a lie, because 7, 2 are both good and 6 is good. So 1 must be the puppeteer. And since I can't kill number 2, that means 9 is the puppet. Whew. Okay. Give me the next one. Dreamer. Learn an evil role. If evil picked, learn correct info. Okay, let's see. What do we have? A counselor, a shaman, 3 different outcasts. There's 2 outcasts, 2 minions, 4 villagers. Nothing stopping me from revealing everyone. 2 outcasts. There could be a drunk in play. Disguises as someone unique. So I can't say one of these outcasts is good, but I can't say which one is good. You'll notice immediately. I don't like active abilities. Right, we have these 2 immediate gem crafters saying that 8 is good. Let me consider something. It is possible, given this arrangement, to have up to 4 liars. That's not good. I can have up to 4 liars, so do I really trust 7 and 2? If they're lying, it's unlikely they'd give the same well, no, they would pick... Hold on a minute. There's only 2 evils. If we are assuming that both 2 and 7 are evil, then that means their information must be pointing towards a bad character. So, since they'd be lying, they're saying that 8 is bad, which is the trio. They're saying that these 3 are evil, but it's impossible for 3 people to be evil, since only 2 evils can exist. However, if 2 are evil and 1's a drunk, or one's corrupted, and that information gets thrown out the window. I need more information. Let's see, can I have the Jester confirm? Let me use the Jester on 7, 2, and 8 to see. What am I supposed to say about that? What do I say about this? Are you talking about yourself? How... Wait. Okay, well, let me think. Wait, 7 and 2 are evil. Then they're saying that 8... 3 evils, which means... okay... I need information. Okay, I know one of the... No, I don't have confirmation if one of the outcasts is evil. Because I don't know which outcasts are in play. Learn if one random outcast is among them, if any. What if you're the drunk, though? Wait, the drunk has to be a unique villager role. So the drunk cannot be the druid, and the drunk cannot be a gem crafter. So if I were to use the druid's ability on the bombardier, like Doctor and the druid, then I know the druid is not an outcast. So if I were you to do this, there are no outcasts. Let me think on what that means. Is that possible? That's not possible. Sorry. Okay, I'm good. I don't think this is possible. One of the outcasts has to be true. Well, you could have been corrupted. I should have thought that through a bit more. Okay, but since I know the shaman is evil, that means these two are good. Because these are this is the pair of gem crafters that was created by the shaman. The jester must be good, but the jester is giving a clearly false statement. So I'll assume the jester is just the drunk. It's interesting there's no outcasts among these here. There must be at least one outcast, but it's impossible. Though I assume you're the drunk. So if I use the Plague Doctor on you, 3 is evil, 8 is corrupted. Yeah, you're telling the truth. So the only question is, 8 is corrupted. The only one who can be corrupted... Wait, but how do I know if you're the one... No, okay, wait. I'm considering whether or not you could just be a jester who was corrupted. There's no guarantee you're the drunk. We're looking for one more evil here. Let's use the druid's ability again and see what information I get. I know both gem crafters are not... No, let me... Okay, let me use 2 confirmed non-outcasts with the bombardier and see how many outcasts. There are no outcasts. You'd be implying that 6 is evil. I feel a little off-put, because I don't fully know what to think here. How can I make this easier for myself? Let me make it easier by just confirming whether or not 5 is telling the truth by using both gem crafters. Okay, I'm executing 5 because both gem crafters must be good due to the shaman making 2 villager rolls. But you could be corrupted. You could be corrupted. Okay. Either 8 and... No, I have to ignore corruption and just... I have to do something. Okay. Oh, I forgot there was a counselor and... Oh, my head's hurting already. I was affected by an evil ability. Okay, there's a limit to how many I can reveal here. I need to lock in. Come on. I should take my time trying to figure out. No character was affected by an evil. Wait, what? Wait a second. There should be someone who was corrupted by a puka. Let me examine the plausibility. The puka corrupts 2 adjacent villagers. Hypothetically, if the witch was on one side of the puka and the plague doctor was on the other side of the puka, then that would be a situation in which the puka does not have a chance to affect anybody. So it's possible but unlikely. The puka could be sandwiched by the doppelganger as well in that instance. So I can't... I believe one is evil, but I can't fully confirm whether that's true or not. Aha, okay. 5 is either corrupted or evil. How much... We have 3 sources corruption. Maximum 3 sources of corruption in this game. 3 sources of corruption. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. I can... The biggest issue for me is I want to execute people who are lying, but if those people are corrupted, then what am I supposed to do? He cured 2 corruptions. I find that unlikely. I was a judge. If lies, I say that was a random villager brawl. Reveal... Learn which village... Okay, so you're corrupted or lying, because the first baker is always going to say, I was a baker, and then they're going to turn an unrevealed good villager. So the fact that you're immediately saying you're a judge means that you're corrupted or lying. Actually, what if I just focus on identifying who's corrupted and who's lying? Because if I do that, it'll make things a lot more easier. Let me just start by identifying who's corrupted and who's lying. There's no shaman. This pair, they're both minion, so the witch could be. I can't reveal this. The doppelganger must exist. But I don't know what 9 is, and I can't reveal it. What I want to do is this information. Okay, let me verify both judges. I was saying the truth. How's that possible? Hence, I cannot lie. Oh, so you're always telling the truth. Wait, but that gives me no information, because even if you are evil... No. Oh wait, no, I know 8 and 4 are telling the truth. 8 and 4 must be good. Because this is the information they should say regardless of what the confessor is. They're good, they're telling the truth. So that narrows down my search area. The 2 judges, since they're both good, who creates a second... Do I really believe you're a 3rd judge? I just don't know if you're corrupted. Let me see. The only way that can make a duplicate roll here is... You cannot be a... We have a goody here. So one of these judges must be... Both judges are good, so you cannot be a witch. Must mean that the doppelganger is one of these judges. So the doppelganger is a judge. So that means... Well, this could be a plague doctor for all I know, but chances are... Well, I know one of these is an outcast, at least. Yeah. Let me see. You curing 2 sources of corruption. Is that even possible? How much corruption is possible? It's plausible, yeah. Plausible. Let's do a bit of logifying here. If you really cure 2 corruptions, and I'm supposed to assume you're good, then that would mean 7 and 5 are both evil. They're not corrupted, they're evil. And if 7 and 5 are the evils, then that would mean that these 2 are making true statements. Wait, that's plausible. It's plausible that no one was affected because... Wait, can you tell me if someone was corrupted by a plague doctor? Because the plague doctor's not evil, then. Okay. The only sources of corruption you can cure in this instance are 4 and 8, meaning the puka must be 3 or 9. Or maybe not. What the... No, just Ugh, it's difficult. It's difficult. Where was I again? 6 is evil. No, 6 is good. 5 and 7 are evil in that hypothetical, and that would mean you cured 8 and 4. If you cure, what information does that tell me? Am I trying to figure out how plausible that is? Wait, no. If 6 is no, wait, no, yeah, no. Sorry, okay, no. The issue is if the alchemist is a goodie, then that must mean that 7 and 5 are the 2 evils I'm looking to kill. Being the witch and the puka. And so... if that's true... because you can't correct corruption on someone... which means the plague doctor... wait, one of these is a doppelganger, so... wait a second. No, that's impossible. You can't cure corruption on the doppelganger. A doppelganger is immune to corruption. So since the only you could have only cured one corruption given this scenario, which means you're lying. The alchemist cannot cure 2 corruption because the only people he can cure in this case are the 2 judges. But since one of the judges is the doppelganger... wait, how do I know if one of the judges... no, yeah, one of the judges has to be a doppelganger. Because they're both telling the truth. And I've already established that. Okay, so I have 3 liars here. It's possible this is the puka. And then the witch is 19102. Let's... okay, so I've identified 3 liars, 2 people telling the truth. Let's take a look at this. Let me see. Do I believe this? Seems very unlikely given that there's a puka. See, the only one who could have been affected... see, it's impossible. No, that's impossible. No character being affected by an evil does not seem possible. Where's my argument? We have three liars. The Plague Doctor can make 1 liar. Wait, Plague Doctor... no, but there's... Plague Doctor makes one of these lie. This is the witch, this is the puka. That's one situation in which the witness is telling the truth, and the lover is telling the truth. If you're the puka, if this is the witch, and if this is someone corrupted by a Plague Doctor, that means the witness and lover are telling the truth in that instance, which is no contradiction. So it is possible that this game ends with these 3 being evil. I'm just not too sure how to... it's not the only scenario that could occur though, is it? What could be happening is we could have another evil. Like, worst case scenario, 6 is the puka, and then the witch is one of these 4. Yeah. Okay. So, how do I want to proceed? Worst case scenario, I said the puka was this. Which would mean we have a Plague Doctor corruption here, and a witch corruption here. So we can have up to 1 or 2 liars up here. There's up to 1 or 2 liars here. In the worst case scenario. Let me see, is it possible to have 1 liar? Let me rethink this. Is it even possible for the lover to be evil? Puka here. Wait, no, I've established that the puka must be over here. Right? How did I establish that? Read my whiteboard. No, wait, okay. The puka among... wait, why does the puka have to be among 5, 6, and 7? Well, the puka has to be among 5, 6, and 7 because one's corrupted by a Plague Doctor, one's the witch, and one's the puka. That's your worst case scenario, but even then, in order to make 3 liars, at least one of them has to be a puka. So I know the puka is among 5, 6, and 7. So we're considering worst case scenarios on whether there's a Plague Doctor corruption source among, okay, so we're considering situations among 9123. So among 9123, it's possible that, among 9123, it's possible we have a Plague Doctor corruption, and it's also possible we have a witch. So we're not sure whether we have both or we just have one, but this is a possible scenario. So let's consider it. We have 3 cases to consider. We have Plague Doctor only, Witch only, and both of them existing. So let's see which scenarios are possible in this configuration. So we have, so if we have a, we'll confirm we do have a Plague Doctor. So if we only have a Plague Corruption here, that means one of these are telling the truth, but one of these are lying. Then, see, it's impossible to have only a Plague Corruption here. And the reason for this is because we'd have the Puka, we'd have the Witch, and then the Puka would have to corrupt the other, like Puka, corruption, the Puka, corruption, Witch, but there'd be a corruption in that instance, so it's impossible to have a corruption over here, just a one corrupted person. Now let's say you're the Witch actually, so then we'd still have the same instance, that the witness contradicts that. We have a Puka here, and they're corrupting this, and then we have this, and there's like a Plague Doctor. Can the Plague Doctor corrupt the same person as an evil person? Does a Plague Doctor and the Puka have to pick unique sources of corruption? I don't want to believe that. Okay, I just think it's unlikely that the... If we're assuming... Puka... Where was I? I said it was impossible for there to be only a Plague Doctor corruption there. I lost track of my notes. Where was I? Someone please tell me. Shoot, wait, no, wait, no, I said... Okay, that's great. What's the next scenario? Plague and Witch. 2 sources of corruption here. If both of you are lying... I don't think it's I can't do this, man. Please, just make it easier for me. I can't... It's too much. My head's taken too much. I want to think this through. I just can't... It's a bit much. Saying there's no evils. The lover... Okay, let's just take a step back. The lover is basically saying these 3 are good. Because the 2... If 2's the only evil, then they're basically... They'd have to lie. But, like... So... If 2 is evil... and 1 and 3 were good, then they're not allowed to make the statement. So we're saying 2 is advocating that 1, 2, and 3 are good. No, okay. Wait, but what if you're corrupted? And you're the witch? You could be corrupted, you could be the witch, and you could be saying that... Or wait, what if you're corrupted and you're the witch? Wait, then that'd be a false statement. Wait, okay, no, Plague Doctor. 2 is not corrupted, okay. If 2 is not corrupted, then the witch has... I know the Apuka has to be here. The witch is, you're telling the truth, 2 is not corrupted. So, and 2 cannot be evil because the statement does not make any sense. So 2 has to be good, which means 1 and 3 are good. Which means no character was affected by an evil. How? Wait, does that mean you're corrupted? What witness, are you corrupted? How? Because there must be a Puka who who did their puka things and oh, maybe, okay, what if we had a Plague Doctor Corruption here, and then a puka here, and a doppelganger here, and a witch there. You know, and a story, kill the alchemist. There we go. We have 7-5 liars. So either 5 or 7 is the puka. Because there's only one source of corruption, so 5 or 7 is the puka. 4 or 8 is the judge. Wait, no, I can reveal this card now. 4 or 6 is a witch. Yeah, I know that's a true statement. So between 5 and 7, who are both lying, it's a 50-50. Alright, stab the earlier number. Okay. One of these days, I'm actually gonna lose a round. Poet, learn random info. Okay, nothing stopping me from revealing everyone. 5, 1, 2, 1. 1 outcast. Something doesn't seem right here. I'm the original baker. The only one who can say this is the good baker. Wait, do we have a puppet? Or we have a puppet? I'm only identifying lies at the moment. But basically, the only one who can say that I'm the original baker is a good baker. Because if it's a baddie, they have to say they're like a bad girl. So this is automatically good. Between two bombardiers, how's the situation possible? A doppelganger becomes a good villager. Do we have any chances of there being a doppelganger? A doppelganger could be a baker. Be a baker? Wait, is it even possible for... Yeah, it could be possible for it. But then the doppelganger has to be... The doppelganger doesn't lie. So, like... Wait, no. No way, no, that doesn't seem possible. If there really was a doppelganger, would they say I am the original baker as well? I feel like they would say that. I think they would say that. I think a doppelganger would say I am the original baker, because the doppelganger does not lie. Does this have a chance of making infinite bakers? I'm a bit concerned. Hold on, even putting aside that doppelganger shenanigans, what happens if... Like, one's the baker, they reveal, make 2 a baker. I reveal 2, they make 3 a baker. And go on and so forth. So if I'm actually taking this logic to its conclusion, that means when I stop revealing bakers, the fact that 7, 8, or 9 couldn't be made a baker is proof that 7, 8, and 9 are all evil? Do I have any sources of corruption? There's no sources of corruption in this game mode. There's no corruption. Oh, there's 2 outcasts. There's no corruption. So, if I believe this is true, if I follow the baker logic to its conclusion, because if I'm assuming that the bakers keep making bakers, then wouldn't that mean that at the very least 7, 8, and 9 are evil? Or at least not villagers? So, following that conclusion, it's possible that... Following that conclusion, numbers 5 through 9 cannot be... Well, at the very least, 7 through 9... 7, 8, and 9 cannot be villagers. If I'm interpreting the baker correctly. And if I'm also interpreting it correct, and if we're gonna be more edge casey, 5 and 6 have questionable loyalties. But no, 4 must have been made at least 1 baker. So I must assume that at least 5 or 6 must be at least one is true. So I have a minimum of 1 villager among 5 and 6. Okay, that's some interesting logic. Let's think about this a bit more. We must have two outcasts in the game, given that one's a counselor and the other's one of these spawn normal. Let me see. I was a hunter. I was a gem crafter. Confessor. Baker. Judge. Alchemist. There's no room for a doppelganger here. So that means we have a bombardier and a bombardier and a wretch. Well, we have a bombardier or a wretch, and another outcast was created. So among these three outcasts, so there's among 1, 3, and 8. That means we have at least a minimum of one evil, and this evil has to be a minion, because a demon does not. So either counselor or the puppeteer who made. It's impossible for a counselor to be one of these, because we already ruled out the existence of a doppelganger. I don't remember why I ruled out a doppelganger, but a doppelganger doesn't exist. And it's not possible for a counselor to be one of these outcasts, because the counselor has to be next to an outcast, which means the only possible for the puppeteer must be among 1, 3, and 8, based on that line of logic. The puppeteer has to be among 1, 3, and 8. Okay. The only question is, I can't execute these people. Okay, that's the outcast logic I'm following. Here's how we're gonna do this. The alchemist. Is there any sources of corruption? Wait, I remember someone saying, only a goodie can make that statement, because evils are unable to cure any corruption. So it's impossible for any evil to say they've cured 0 corruptions, because they can't cure corruptions in the first place and they have to lie. So the alchemist must be good. Okay, so we have 2 confirmed goods. Question is, do I use this judge's ability on one to confirm goods, or do I use it on someone else to help narrow down the search? Basically, do I narrow down whether the judge is good, or do I narrow down whether... Wait, there's no corruption. There is no corruption. Wait, if there's no corruption, then 7 who is lying can be instantly killed. I'm so nervous. Okay, I will kill 7. That's the ba. Okay, thank you. Let's see. How do I want to approach this? There's no way for me to tell between 5 and 6 who's. It's more likely that 5 was a baker who made 6 a baker. Wait, didn't I say that between 7, 8, and 9 they are not villagers? Wait, but that's impossible because 9's a villager. So my assumption about bakers creating bakers must be incorrect. Bakers do not create more bakers. Because 9 is definitely innocent. Unless 9's a doppelganger, but there is no doppelganger. Yeah, okay, there is no infinite spawning of bakers. There's no infinite spawning of bakers, and since there's no infinite spawning of bakers... Didn't I rule out a doppelganger? No, I saw a doppelganger would say I am the original baker, I think. I have no idea. I think between 5 and 6, 1 is good and 1 evil. So we have 1 villager and 1 evil. Between 5 and 6. Villager and 1 minion. No, it could be an evil. I have no proof. No, a minion disguises as someone who already exists, so it has to be a minion. So between 5 and 6, we're basically saying that they have to be... Wait, they're minion... Between 5 and 6. No, that minion has to be the puppeteer between 5 and 6. The count, because none of them are next to an outcast, so that means the puppeteer is among 5 and 6. But didn't I say the puppeteer was among 1, 3, and 8? Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Oh no. Oh no. My head. It's expanding. Why am I saying among 5 and 6 there has to be one puppeteer? Why did I say that? Because it's impossible for the counselor to be among 5 and 6. Wait. Wait, when I started this round, did I reveal 9 first? Did I reveal 1 first? I know I did clockwise, but like... What do I... Wait... Huh? What? No! No! What is this? Wait... I thought that... No, it must... What? Oh, it just occurred to me that reading this information, the only possible counselor is number 2. Because you're not the counselor, you're not the counselor, and you're not the counselor. I can just prove that right now. Wait, but why don't I use your lying information to identify which among these is actually evil? Yeah, why don't I do that? 5 is lying. So 5 is your partner, huh? Bluff. That's the counselor. Okay. Wait, but the puppeteer has to be one of the outcasts. Then how does that make any sense with 5 and 6? I'll figure it out later. The puppeteer has to be among the outcasts. Why am I... Then... If the puppeteer is among 1, 3, 8, then how do the bakers even work? I'm gonna have to review this post. I'm pretty sure I'm confident that the puppeteer has to be one of the outcasts. Oh my. I have no information to identify which of the outcasts is the puppeteer. Worst comes to worst, I'm at a 50-50 when it comes to the bombardiers. Let me think. Logically, if the puppeteer is an outcast, then and since there's 2 evils remaining, the puppeteer has to be next to a villager. Which means the puppet's either 9 or 4. So if I can identify who's the puppet among 9 or 4... No, if the puppet's 4, then that's easy, then evil 3 is the puppeteer. But... this is so difficult. I have to consider... Okay, none of these... I'm assuming 5 and 6 are good. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm just saying, we can't... It's impossible to have 3 outcasts here. It's impossible. There's 1 outcast and 1 created by the counselor. One of these outcasts has to be evil. Yeah, I mean... Definitely. So... Which kill gives me the most information? If I kill 4, and they're human... Wait, but even if I kill 4 or 9, that's just... You know, it'll tell me it's the puppet. If I kill 4 and that's the puppet, then I know to kill 3. But if I kill 4 and 4 is not the puppet, then I kill 9, find a puppet, but I don't know whether 1 or 8 is the puppeteer. So I'd be left at a 50-50 if I kill 4. If I start by killing 9 and I find that 9's not the puppet, then I know to kill 4 and 3. But if I kill 9 and then 9's the puppet, I don't know whether to kill 1 or 8. So logically saying, if I kill 1, and 1 is the puppeteer, then I know this is the puppet, that's easy. But if 1's not the puppeteer, and I kill 1, then I'm left at a 50-50... Well, no, then I know for certain that the counselor created this bombardier, which means the puppeteer has to be 8. Which means my best chance of getting info must be 1. If I kill 1... Oh no! If I kill 1... I think I ran myself into a corner. What if 2 created 1? Or what if 2 created 3? I don't know who created who. I don't know. I'm at a 50-50 again. Oh no. Wait. Wait a minute. 3 is the puppeteer. 3 is the puppeteer. 8 is the puppeteer. No, there's no information. 2 could have created 1. There's no information. I have to kill one of the bombardiers, and I have to kill either 9 or 4. It's a 50-50. Since there is a smaller chance of 2 having created 3, it makes more sense to execute 8. But I have a feeling I'm gonna lose this. Oh! Yes, you must be the puppet. Okay, now tell me exactly just how this works. So, there's no doppelganger, so it is possible for bakers to make more bakers. Yeah, the bakers must make more bakers. Oh, but these 3 are evil! Because, yeah, you can make more bakers because 7, 8, and 9 were evil. Oh! Wait, I mentioned that at the beginning. How did I forget about that? So the bakers do create more bakers. Dang, like, why did I erase that information? No, I got confused because I said 9 must be good because this is a true statement. But I didn't realize that meant that 9 was the puppet. I'm learning, okay. Come on, give me 7 forwards. I got this. Lilith, kill a random unrevealed character, deal 2 damage to you. Eek. Aligned. Where's the Lilith? We'll prioritize killing good characters first. Oh, it could kill outcasts. Will not kill herself when she's the only card left. Flying disguise. Flying disguise. Okay. Basically, the way it works is she kills someone at every 4. When you reveal a card, the clock ticks. After 4 ticks, the night falls. During the night, some demons might kill and various characters can take action. After every character has acted, the game returns to daytime. So basically, if I reveal a 4th card, then the Lilith will murder someone. We have 1 outcast. No bot. 1 of the outcast. Oh shoot, there's a doppelganger. There's Source's Corruption as well. This is not a good one. And there's 4 evils because the puppeteer managed to turn someone. Start. 1. I would normally execute 1, but there's a chance the Poisoner or the Plague Doctor has corrupted 1. 2. The Jester gives me no information. 3. 2 is a real Jester. Okay, so I either know both 2 and 3 are good, or both 2 and 3 are evil. There's no middle ground. It's not... Well, I mean... No, there is a middle ground if 1's like... Because 3 could be corrupted. You see the issue? I can't look at any logic. Someone's gonna die. Okay, so I know this was a good character. And I'll forever lose their information. But the Lilith kills good people, right? Killing good characters first. Wait, that means you can kill bad people. Huh. Wait, no, the outcasts are good. You could have killed an outcast. I'll never know who you killed. Wait, I can reveal everyone before the Lilith takes action. Okay. Okay. This is tricky. I have no... There doesn't appear to be any duplicates here, but this character could have been a doppelganger. So I can't say for certain whether the Plague Doctor is real or not. There's no information I have here. I have no information. Let me start seeing what I'm currently being said. 3 was affected by an evil. The only way you could be affected by an evil is if you're poisonered, if you were puppeteered, or... Damn. The doppelganger could exist though. There's no proof that there's no doppelganger. There's no proof. Who do I trust in this instance? And there's no confirmed claims I can make either. Because I lost this information. I can't say what this was. There's 4 evils. let me tally up the scores. Good, evil. Let me see how many villagers there must be. Among those remaining, there must be four. There must be. I think there must be 4 evil and 4 villagers. Among the number of people who are lying can be a number from anywhere from a minimum of 3 liars to a maximum of 5. We got 3 to 5 liars among the 8 people remaining. 3 to 5 liars. What am I supposed to do when more than half the cast is lying? I don't know. Let me think. Let me think. 3 to 5 lying. How do I even identify if 3 or 5 people are lying? What am I supposed to do? I have to trust someone. Let me put it this way. If 8... Wait, is the puppeteer a minion? Okay. Here's something to consider. If 8 is puppet, then the only possible puppeteer is number 7. That's unlikely. How can I prove whether or not... What if 8 themselves is corrupted? You ever think about that? What if you're lying? Wait, no, then you'll be corrupted. No. How do I want to do this? The moment you introduce corruption in this game, that's the moment my things start going out the window for me, because I can't trust any of my information. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get any guarantees just by logifying this. Let me do it based on likelihoods. Likely. Why is it likely? 3 was affected by an evil, meaning that 3 is either a puppet or 3 is corrupted, which contradicts 8. Huh. Wait a second. Maybe I can identify contradictions. Let's say, is 8 and 5 a contradiction? When we mean contradiction, we mean that they both can't be true. So if I make a list of contradictions over here, then our first contradiction is 5 and 8, because 5 and 8 cannot both be true statements. They could be true statements. What am I talking about? They could be true statements. They could be true statements. I have all these active abilities that I need to use. I'm just not sure who to use them on. I don't know who to use them on. Wait a second. There's an easy way for me to tell if the fortune teller is evil. And that's by using the fortune teller's ability on themselves and number 9. And if the fortune teller says that they're good after examining themselves, then... No, that doesn't give me any information. It doesn't give me any information. No, if I do the fortune teller themselves and number 9. Because any evil is just going to say they're good. Any good's just going to say they're good. There's no information to be gleaned from that. None at all. Oh. I can't trust the Plague Doctor evil because there could be a doppelganger. What do I even do? Use active abilities. Use active abilities. Who do I even use this on? I gotta... End of story. I need information. Let's get started. Let me just start using some abilities. I want to execute 1. I don't know if 1 is corrupted. Use Plague Doctor 7 on 1. That's not possible. That's not possible. It's not possible for an evil to be corrupted. So I can just verify this easily by killing 1. Yep, 1's good. The Plague Doctor must be evil. 8 or 6 is the puppet. Okay, that's giving me a bit more information. It's giving me a bit more information. How do I want to proceed? Use a jester on themselves and pick 9, 1, and 2. That'll give me information on whether the jester is innocent. There are 2 evils. That's impossible. You could be corrupted. There's no guarantee this could be a plague doctor. I think it's more likely that 2 is evil. Alright, and then you could have corrupted number 3. No, you definitely did corrupt number 3. Though number 3 could be evil. There's nothing stopping from number 3 from being evil. And just covering from you. In which case, though, you would have corrupted number 1. Unless number 1 is a doppelganger. Which is, again, just making things extremely... Let me just confirm what Okay, you're good. I'm willing to believe that 3 was affected by an evil and corrupted. And hence... How can I prove whether or not someone was an outcast? I want to use a druid ability on the 2 evils, but I need information. If we're assuming that 3 was a villager, then I could just... Oh, that's what it does. I'm hesitant to believe that. Wait, there's a contradiction between... 6 is saying 3 is the doppelganger, and 3 is saying 3 is not a doppelganger. There's a contradiction between 5 and 6. They cannot both be telling the truth. Are they corrupted? If we have a magical plague doctor, then yes, but I can't confirm whether there's a plague doctor or not. But a contradiction between 5 and 6 regarding 3 is... It's more likely in this instance that 3 is actually corrupted, meaning that 6 is more likely to be the puppet. 6 is the puppet and 8 is not telling the truth, which means 8 is the Lilith. Still, regardless, I know there's a 50-50 between 8 and 6. So, maybe instead of running this around, let's start thinking. One of these is a puppet, and one of these 4 is a Lilith. There's no information on where, because the moment the thing that's throwing me off is 9 could be a plague doctor who has corrupted one of these poor people. But what I can know is that, okay, wait, the situation's changed. The situation's changed. Let's think about this a bit differently. Basically, there's 2 evils, and there's 2 evils. I have no information. There's 2 evils among the 2 evils and 2 goods. And the minimum number of liars I have in this instance, assuming that Plague Doctor's number lie, is I have 1 to 2 people lying. It's more likely that there's only 1 person lying among these remaining 4. Assuming that's, of course, assumes the Plague Doctor is lying. Assumes 9 is the Plague Doctor. Okay, so if 9 is a Plague Doctor, then why am I considering such a boundary case? 9 is a Plague Doctor. 9 is a Plague Doctor. Well, I already know there's a contradiction between 5 and 6. If I believe 5, then 3 is a villager. So we have possible worlds to consider. In our first possible world, 5 is a villager. 5 is a villager. I need somewhere better to write down all these notes, sorry. 5 is a villager. 3 is a... 5 is a villager. 3 is a villager who was corrupted by a poisoner. That means 6 is the... 6 and 8 are evil in that instance. Let me just consider, if the druid's telling the truth, and 3 really is the doppelganger, that means 9 was a villager. But if there's a doppelganger, then... Wait, in the possible world where 6 is telling the truth, that means there's only one other liar. Not 2 lying, because if there's a really is a dop... But you could still be... But you could still be a good... You could still be good. You just learn a possible outcast. Wait, is there one random outcast among them, if any? No. Screw it. I'm gonna kill 8. 8 to the likelihood. Okay, that makes things easier. Then I know 6 is not the puppet. There's a contradiction between 5 and 6. There's only one evil remaining. You are corrupted. I know the contradiction exists between 5 and 6. Between 5 and 6, who's more likely to be evil? 3 was affected by an evil. That's a true statement, because it's not possible for 3 to be the doppelganger. It's not possible for 3 to be a doppelganger because they wouldn't give false information. You're telling a lie. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hard to tell whether I'm actually doing good at this game or not. Well, that's Demon Bluff for you. Next time, I'm gonna need a more standardized strategy next time. Or maybe I'll just wing it. Who knows?